Alright, time to explain the joke. So I made a video the other day about, Skyward Sword HD being an overpriced port when in actuality, there are other overpriced ports out there and they really shouldn't be complaining when obviously there are more of them out there. Well, apparently I have to explain myself because that video popped off way more than I thought it was going to be. Honestly, I'm just as surprised as you are when videos pop off, aka they do better than like 10 views. So, because of the sole fact that this is a like to dislike ratio of like well over 50%, or might as well be 50%, and I've gotten some, comments about not explaining my point, I guess I have to explain the whole point of that. Well, first, Skyward Sword HD isn't out yet. A lot of people have been calling it a $60 Wii remaster with little to no content, when in actuality, we don't know that yet. We really don't know if Skyward Sword HD is just an upscaled remaster of Skyward Sword and nothing more than that. Other than control optimizations, other than the amiibo functionality that comes with it, we don't know anything about Skyward Sword HD and the new content that will be added. All we know is what we know already about Skyward Sword. And yeah, that's basically all we know. We know that it's going to be a remaster with one or two things added, but without clarification, we don't know if anything new is going to be worth the $60 price tag. And speaking of the $60 price tag, number 2, Nintendo and pricing. No matter what, Nintendo basically never, ever lowers the price on any first-party things, ever. I mean, if you're going by eShop standards, then absolutely not. Even if a game is like, years old at this point, like even if a game is like years old, like Breath of the Wild, I found at Target recently at $50, which is fine. But if we're going by eShop standards or any other retailer, then it would be $60. We rarely see price drops on Nintendo Switch's first-party titles, outside of the occasional sale, where occasionally you can get Splatoon 2, Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild for less than the suggested price of $60. And that includes their ports too. That includes the ports as well, I've mentioned. And the remakes and remasters that have recently come out for the Nintendo Switch over the past 2 years. Listen, no matter what the game's quality, like Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is my favorite video game of all time. It's a remaster of my favorite video game. It adds so much more new stuff, and it redoes a lot of things that I found faulty from the original. And it's $60. Is it well worth the money? Yes. I guess that's sort of a bad example. Okay, so how about Link's Awakening Remake? Okay, so let's call that a straight up remake then. Link's Awakening, or Link's Awoke as I call it, is basically a straight up remake with an overhauled design, a few quality of life updates, and only one new feature added that replaces an old feature. And how much do they sell it for? If there's not really anything new to the table for Link's Awakening, $60. It would be fine if it was like $50 or something, but no, it's $60. What about all those enhanced ports of those games? Pikmin 3 Deluxe, I recently played it for my channel. It's a really good game. that adds plenty of stuff. $60. How about New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe? What it really adds is a new power-up, and it comes packed in with New Super Luigi U, which was originally a separate release, which you could buy in a bundle pack on the Wii U. New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, $60. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that no matter what the quality of the game or the quality of the ports, even if they add like tons of new things, it's still $60 because Nintendo likes your money. And we keep falling for it every single time. We want them to succeed when clearly their business practices for pricing is out of whack. Like, take the critically acclaimed Last of Us 2 from last year. Like, say what you want about the game. It was $60 upon launch, which is fine. But, and I'm gonna say this, but, it goes on sale, and it's only like $30 or something. $30, $35, $40, doesn't really matter. Point is, that is a AAA title, and yet it goes on sale often whenever there's a big sale on PSN. Same with Final Fantasy VII Remake. That's a AAA PS4, PS5 game now. And it often went on sale. I notified you during Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, when I Let's Played Final Fantasy VII, I let you know when the remake or the original game went on sale. And so often, so very often, FF7 Remake went on sale. How much? $30. $30 or $40? Like, you could find it. That's almost dirt cheap, dude. That's almost dirt cheap. Nintendo doesn't even do that. And you wonder why people complain about this stuff. But seriously, to act like Skyward Sword HD is an overpriced port with nothing new added to the table when we really don't know anything about it was just the whole point of probably the whole point of the video, even though I didn't really make it clear. It was probably a dumb video, but it popped off anyway. I wanted to make it a point that Skyward Sword HD wasn't the only overpriced port in large quotes, when clearly all the other ports that I mentioned have had their prices not unchanged. Like, for real, unchanged. Even with the occasional sale going on, at most, you're gonna have to pay top dollar if you want those ports and or remakes and remasters that Nintendo puts out. It is very clearly Nintendo's fault for doing this, and it's clearly my fault for making a rather mixed video. So yay, blame me, it happened, so I'm gonna move on, and yes, I will buy Skyward Sword HD anyway, because I happen to like Skyward Sword. There, I said it, I said the thing. I like Skyward Sword, everybody! I don't agree with the pricing, it should have been $40, like these ports do, but I will get Skyward Sword HD on release day anyway, with the Loftwing and Zelda amiibo. Okay? And I will find out whether or not it is worth the $60. I think Skyward Sword deserves another fair chance on a system that people actually have. Even though it was originally on a system that people actually have. Alright, I'm done. That's basically the best of an explanation as you're gonna get. I'm not good with explaining stuff, so bye-bye. Happy E3, everybody.